tired of y'all already. But I'm still here.
And we're back here on the I Hate Rappers podcast. So,
welcome to part 2, bitches.
Yeah.
Hey. Yeah. Not even a rapper.
So,
wait, can I throw a name out there just to gauge a reaction? JP Digital. I got no clue what knowledge you have.
That is hilarious. You said that.
You seen all the shit?
I'm not speaking on him.
You seen all the shit popping up that he's been posting and shit
over
the past 2 days, 3 days?
Absolutely. I'm not saying nothing about JP. Look, you know, we good. We ain't got no problem. We got good relationship.
He knows how to social media.
Oh,
he knows how to social the fuck out of media, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like for real, bro. I've never met you, JP. We DM'd a couple times, and this is meant with literally no disrespect whatsoever because I respect the fuck out of social media game. But
Facts.
the type of shit he be posting, bro,
Facts.
is literally just clickbait ass shit. It's hilarious that it's clickbait ass shit.
Facts.
The lists that he makes are not like it's just a compilation.
All right, we can talk about that part. All right,
it's a compilation of rappers that exist.
I don't really even try to pay attention to because it's like, what are we even doing? But the list,
all right, wait.
I'll be like, wait a second.
Real quick before the list. So the shit that he's been posting the past couple of days, I like the fact that he's actually fucking posting that, even though that's content that we really shouldn't like push out there as a culture and everything. No, again, no disrespect, but like we shouldn't really be pushing that shit out there. I think it's great because it's actually giving a little bit of a spotlight to any Cleveland, media personality, artist, rapper. So? It's just, like we don't hear about this no name ass rapper like in the grand scheme did this to another no name ass rapper in the grand scheme. You know what I'm saying? Because we're on a Cleveland ass level. We're on a local regional level.
Because they gonna be on my neck if I try.
Bro, and I'm not. I mean, bro, and that's just it is what it is on the national scale.
On
bro.
the national scale,
I
definitely understand where you're coming from.
So like when we have national media outlets doing that with national artists, we need these local and regional artists. Like I like that there's a media outlet that's doing that.
That's willing to go there
to an extent. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I don't go there because I don't know. I don't even know where to even. I'm
not trying to start or perpetuate beef, and like if he's intentionally doing that and unintentionally doing that, whatever. But again, he knows how to social the fuck out of a media. But the list.
The best video he posted this week was the one where he's talking about how I forget what he was even talking about, but he was actively walking out of the courthouse as he was talking about it. The best video.
They said his name in the courthouse.
Yeah, they said his name in court, and he's like telling the story as you see him walking down the steps. But I've only talked to him like once on the phone. We talked about doing some collab stuff with 808s back in the day, and we just both been super busy. But yeah,
bro, when I graduated college, he hit me up like out of nowhere and was like, "I'm trying to do a whole piece on you, bro. Like I really fuck with what you're doing." Nothing came of it, and I'm just like, "God damn, bro, that would have been cool. Have a little piece, about that." But I mean, bro, how many fucking rappers have you fucking been around that have been like, how the fuck am I not on this JP Digital list, bro? Like, I'm just like, bro,
y'all care?
You know how many times like 4 of my fucking friends have been posted on that, and I'm like, where the fuck am I? I'm better than all you. Like, what the fuck?
But yeah, and it's some stuff like it's credibility of it all. Like, where is it coming from? Because it's like some stuff would be like, all right, you missing clearly
per source.
Right.
I love per source.
Right.
Per source has taken off in the past few years.
So these lists, let's break it down for like 2 minutes, so we don't have to spend a lot of time on this topic. But the list, like how are we feeling about just like the list that he puts together? Because he's one of the only people putting together lists, except for like this only happens in Ohio. I know they have, and then
make me start a list because
I want to start a list of the people that I worked with. I want to start a I'm trying to do a West Side Productions Awards because because like bro, the Ohio Entertainment Awards, I genuinely just don't think that they fully grasp a lot of the underground scene.
Gotta stop you there. That's
hold on. I fuck with Andrew Lloyd for sure.
And it really helped my platform a lot.
But the reason I say that is because a lot of times their focus isn't on the more local of a level. And when you're doing an Ohio Entertainment Awards, at least in my eyes and the eyes of a lot of these local and regional artists, it's just like, yo, you're missing out because we're not doing your shows. You know what I'm saying? So like I want to put something to where it's like, okay, submit.
So how do you change that? Because
I think personally, if it's him or if it's me doing the West Side Awards or somebody else,
right.
you need to have a panel of judges together,
okay.
and you need to go through every single submission that is a legitimate one at minimum. You know, like
submission as far as what?
Like submit to the website and just like he does, like, you know, nominate whoever.
Okay.
But instead of that, have artists submit to the website and then actually critique what they put in, and they have to put in something that like you need an EPK, you need this, you need that, and like go through those artists, because you're there, Andrew, bro, you're missing out on a lot of good talent. That's all I got to say. And none of that is ever meant with disrespect, because I respect the platform and everything, but like, bro,
so have you ever tried to work together? I feel like y'all have a great combination.
Cause like it was kind of like me and you. Like, I spent a lot of time building my own shit. You were rebuilding your shit or whatever. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Or I don't care. That was the wrong phrasing that you said. You were, what the fuck? What was the phrasing that you said when you were like getting your shit put back together or something? Like, you said that.
Yeah.
I said rebuilding. I felt like that sounded shitty. I don't know. Like when it's kind of like that. And I definitely want to sit down and have a conversation with him. But it also, I think I caught the fly.
Did you catch it? I
smacked it for sure. But I definitely want to sit down and have a conversation, try and get something going. But I mean, bro, like, he's putting together national acts, right?
Yeah.
I'm just starting to. So I want to make sure that when I go to the table with somebody, if we're gonna pull out our dicks and have a dick swinging contest, like, I'm gonna make sure my dick is as long as anybody else is in the room. I want to make sure that when we're trying to put something together, that I have as much to offer for benefit as they do as well.
Right. So let me ask you this, kind of following off that, like, you guys are doing the same thing. You know what I mean? I don't know any of this. I do the DJ, so I'm not on the booking side of things.
Similar.
Yeah, but you guys are doing the same thing. You know what I mean? In different parts of the city. Ultimately, you're at a more underground level than what he's doing right now. You know what I mean?
And I feel like I'm a little bit closer to the Cleveland underground. He's a little bit more closer to the Akron artists. You know, that type of shit too.
Yeah, so where can you help him and he help you? Because I feel like for example, I got a podcast, you got a podcast. The one thing that I'm thinking about during this whole thing and setting up something for Tuesday, like, the one thing I'm thinking about is, how can I help you?
Yeah.
How can you help me? Because at the end of the day, everything's a transaction. You know what I mean? Even just a meeting is a transaction, because if I meet a celebrity, the transaction is I post them, they get the publicity, I get the clout, if that makes sense.
Right.
So even something as small as that's a transaction. So where's the transaction? I mean, there's got to be. I'm a big WWE fan, okay?
Ooh, shout out to that.
Yeah, huge WWE fan. I went to Raw on Monday with my boss and Crisis. And in WWE, they have a direct competitor who's taken money off their plate. And they find ways to work with them, to sign their artists, to do this, to throw them so-and-so, because it's best for business at the end of the day. They burn bridges and they rebuild them. You know what I mean? So how can you rebuild that bridge?
So that's the one thing especially with Andrew and the OEA and all that. It's not even necessarily conversation. It's more of that what he has built personally is a little bit more legitimate than a lot of the other promoters that are around and stuff. And, I'm not saying my business model is perfect. I think my business model is kind of shitty sometimes to artists, especially when it comes down to selling tickets and getting paid off of it. But there's a lot of promoters that you, like, as an artist, you have to go in, you have to pay $20, and then you sign up on a list to perform, and then everybody else is paying at the door. Like, for me personally, I can never do that just because I am not comfortable with risking people walking in at the door. I like pre-sale. I like tracking. I'd rather give an artist, a percentage of their sales, whether it's shitty or not. When I can, I'll give a bigger percentage and stuff. But at the end of the day, like, a lot of the times for a promoter, and especially like bro, like the studio and shit. Like, if I'm not cutting it with engineers bringing in hours in a month, I need to, reimburse myself off the shows. You know what I'm saying? So, like, realistically, like, sometimes I'm, not being the best promoter to the artist, but, I'm trying to give the best opportunity and shit. Right. I don't know what his shit's like exactly. I don't want to try and even dive into that, just because there are some promoters in the city that, I don't genuinely want to work with, just because that's their model and I have my model, and those two don't go together. Like, they just don't. It's like, you have a specific set of artists that are going to want to go towards their promotion style. and a specific set that's going to want to go towards mine, and then also a set that's going to try out both and see, see what they like. And I don't think any way's right. I don't think any way's wrong. I don't think any way's even necessarily better, at least factually. Obviously opinionated, like, if he's running his shows like that, he's going to be like, yeah, like, my shit's better. And I'm going to be like, oh, my shit's better. You know what I'm saying? Like, but, and I don't, at the end of the day, I don't care. I just like, I want the culture to be built better. And I know that's like something that Andrew definitely does care about.
Yeah.
Now, the issue with that is some of the artists that perform and stuff, or the rappers and stuff that are around and kind of get sucked into that OEA type of culture and vibe and everything. I feel like they don't represent it correctly. And like, just, I don't know how to explain this because I don't have any names necessarily, and it's definitely not Andrew. It's definitely
really
not
a general conversation anyway.
So it's more of
because
like,
there's pockets like that in different states and cities too. I've seen it. I was like, I get what you're saying.
So like when I said, the underground level, like a lot of the artists, you're missing a lot of talent. Like a lot of the artists are, it's not necessarily a fuck OEA, or it's like, but it's just like, yo, like, fuck them for not getting me on this year. Like, I should have been on that shit, that type of stuff. Like, when you miss out on talent and stuff, that's kind of the vibe that's given off,
right?
Especially when it comes down to, like, not necessarily my guys, but anybody who's around my guys or whatever. It's like, oh, like, why wasn't Greg on there last year? Like, I had a great year last year, but like, this year maybe like, honestly, this year I feel like I should get on that bitch, but last year there's no way in hell I should have. But like,
you won something last year.
I won back to back years.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but when was the year where you were doing a bunch of shit and you didn't get on? You feel me? That's like, that's the step where a lot of the artists aren't at yet, and that's why there's like a certain stigma, I guess, would probably be a better word, around that type of stuff.
I think. And I love how you broke it down, and I shout out to Andrew Lloyd.
Yeah, shout out you.
I talk to that guy so much, so I'm gonna try to give, and I would love to get him on the show too.
Bro, I would love to get him on.
That'd be dope. But I think it's a combination of protecting what you've built and being, as you grow, being weary of bringing too much too fast to where it's not what you wanted to build. So I've heard that that conversation, and I think you kind of get to a point where, and I'm kind of there in certain respects. It's like you try to know everybody, you try to give the just dues of the just dues, but you also, like, you don't have shows every week that you have to go run.
Bro, the Christian J, when I was talking to him, he broke this down perfectly. He's like, I'm talking about, oh yeah, this rapper, that rapper, this rapper, that rapper, and I'm just listing off a bunch of names, just talking about, like, oh, this show, that show, like, I know what show they're lined up on, or like, oh, what show do I have them lined up on? And he's like, yo, I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people in my work. I know a lot of people in this music thing. How the fuck do you keep track of all that shit? I'm like, I don't know, bro.
It's a different way, yeah.
It's hella difficult. You can't do it, especially like Ohio Entertainment Awards.
Yeah.
Not Cleveland.
Right.
Not Akron.
But you got to think, Ohio, too, it's supposed to be grown into. It's supposed to be, I got to reach Ohio. I started basically in Cleveland and Akron. Shout out to Dre Day, because that's really the big, because Dre Day is huge in Akron. But that's how you that's why you get partners. That's why you get the people who are the other side that you may not be able to get the reach. So you can't give them the just dues because you don't know. You don't know what you don't know. So once you start to know, and then I would say it's like mutual, like just like how you are bringing me onto your podcast, like I'm bringing, and I brought you on. You
brought me on.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like,
as soon as I got the podcast, I had to get you back on.
Right, that's beautiful. I appreciate it.
Of course.
But that's how we got to do it. Just like how me and him was talking, like we gotta have those moments so you get introduced. Like, I gotta get to the West Side because it's important, because it's really stuff going on. I gotta get to the radio station. I gotta know what these are. I didn't know yesterday. I know today. Let me try to. Okay, I understand these are good people as well. You don't want to just bring any energy, I feel
exactly.
Like. That's scary, because it's like, it's going so well. What if I fuck it up by trying to be big and bring everybody, and I don't know these people, and and it just doesn't bring the energy that it brings. You know what I'm saying? To be talked about.
Yeah.
In so many reps.
And that's the thing, man, is that there's so much talent that's missed out on, but it's like, okay, which part of the talent has capitalized on anything? And like, you know, like I said last year, I had a big year, and especially in growth with Westside, and like within the past year, you have a Guinness World Record. If you're not up for one of the DJ awards, that's a little bit of bullshit. Real talk. Real talk. And like I don't know how the process goes.
Now, would you push for one of those? Like, would you get?
I just got hit. So I didn't.
That's another thing as well.
You know what I'm saying?
He's been doing it for 10 years, and he just got hit. That's not no knock on you. That's no knock on him.
No,
that's the expansion of the brand.
Yeah, and it's no knock on him in the sense that I just started this 2 years ago.
Boom.
And like I had the privilege of winning some awards so far. Nothing in Ohio, but like so I don't even. When you guys were talking, I just checked that. What's funny is I got him in my contacts. Mm-hmm. Our texts say we had a call like a few months ago. And it's no knock to him, but like I connect like you do too, and you do too. I connect with so many people that unless I frequently connect with you,
he definitely does too.
You know, and he definitely does too. I guarantee you, if you ask him about me right now, like he either follows me or he'll say he'll know about me, but we only talked one time. You know what I mean? I met you tonight. I'm sure when I meet him, he's gonna be chill. I don't know how that whole process works, and so yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember if I ever met him, and that's why I had to make sure to bring him up because like I know you and him are tight.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's why I had to bring him up and say like, I mean, just whatever. But I mean, bro, like, you know, it's the same thing we were talking about on the phone. Same thing you keep saying. It's like it's the expansion. It's connections. It's like I've been saying,
conversation.
It's building. It's doing it to build the culture.
Boom. And that's why I think y'all are going to make it like it's going to happen because that's the end goal. Mm-hmm. Like you impact the culture now, like for real, in a real way. He's been doing that in a real way for 10 years. Mm-hmm. So it's like now I think, and it just being on my side of it, it's like it's beautiful to watch because I'm gonna make sure y'all connect.
And I want to.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's my job.
I want to know what he has to say about what I got going on too, and how it's running. If he's heard anything, you know what I'm saying? Like what the perception is.
We've had conversations.
Oh hey, Andrew.
Absolutely, man. That's like when I tell you he knows what's going on, but it's not just him making the decisions. You gotta really be aware of how many people are kind of involved in the OEAs. I didn't even know 2 years ago. Once I started to like really get it, I'm like, oh, like yeah, they wouldn't know because it's Ken, it's Akron, it's Canton, but it's Youngstown, but it's specific to an area. So if you don't have that other side of that area, you don't know about the other side yet.
Right.
But that's where you find the next person that's doing it on that side. That's like, oh no, you got him too. He about to blow. He got this going on. He's moving like this, and it just changes the game and expands. That's how he got into the movies, and it's just, man. When he broke it down to me, it's like, I get it. Like you're gonna miss, and people are gonna be upset, but that's a part of it because then you figure out, oh, where they working, and then you can backtrack and you can talk to people and you can have these conversations and you can grow and build. Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
The one thing I do want to say, just of my previous comment earlier, is if I was doing that, I'd have a panel of judges like going through every submission and make sure every artist has an EPK, every artist does this and that. That could work, but that's going to be so time consuming. Yes, you know what I'm saying. So like that's not me as a direct criticism. Just a little asterisk on that note, just because I feel like I didn't fully finish that part of the sentence. I don't want to make sure I didn't sound like a dick saying that because it wasn't meant to be a dick.
No, but I love it because that's he, like I love having conversations with him because he takes that on that challenge. Like, okay, yeah, I do need to figure out what's that next. Who is really going in on the other side, and how do we bring them in properly? Like. And I be on him about it because I get it. I get both sides because it's different, but you got to get the respect, and people want to feel like they at least been seen, and that, man, when you start talking about Ohio entertainment, like that's hard.
Imagine getting the people from the Ohio Entertainment Awards on here to talk about why they hate rappers.
Come on, Andrew, we gonna set that up. We gonna talk about it.
I mean,
I will call him right now.
I mean, look, I'm just saying. All,
I will.
All I gotta say
he
is
texted me like 10 minutes ago. Like, I'll call him right now.
I've seen some rapper ass shit. And I've been doing promotion for a year and a half serious, right? Year and a half serious. I've been making music since 2016. This is 2023. He got at least 3 more years in experience, and that's talking about been doing the Ohio Entertainment Awards for 10 years, not in the business for 10 years.
Right.
I've been in for 7. You know what I'm saying? So who else? Who else has experience? Like you said, Dre Day. Like, how long are we talking with him?
I hear stories about 10, 13 years.
All right, so imagine that.
Right.
Imagine that.
Right.
Imagine hearing the rapper stories
they
before.
Gonna come on.
Before social media.
We gonna talk. I'm gonna connect that. That's gotta happen.
And you got the home screen too.
Oh yeah.
It just popped up like a second ago.
Oh yeah.
Oh, show the cam.
Come on now.
Show the camera.
Hold on. No, this is actually another award.
Is that it?
That's not the OEA award.
But I'm gonna show it. This is my grandma. This is the Community Activist Award.
Okay.
Hey.
Yeah, my grandma was a leader. Like that's where I get it from.
Yeah.
So like this is my motivation. Like she was the King Kennedy Center. Shout out to Ravenna, Ohio. Community Activist Leader. They gave her that award last year in 2022. Well deserved. Showed me how to be a leader and why it's so important to give back. Man, I love that. Love that lady to life and death. Peace. I really appreciate her. Man.
I feel like the community aspect is one thing a lot of artists and a lot of companies and a lot of the promotion type of stuff, and especially Westside Productions, definitely has lacked at this point.
Yeah.
So
me as well.
what do you think is the most important part about community? And like you're saying, like being a leader in the community.
Just being present, being an example of not perfection, but you can try. Like people be acting like they can't try sometimes. Like, no, you can go do this. Like you can go figure it out. You can go whatever you need to do. And once you hit your head a few times, we're gonna be there. But you got to go do it. And to me, like my grandmother was always an example of she's gonna go make it happen, and she's going to involve the community.
How many times do you think she failed when she tried?
Out of 10. Over and over. I mean, you don't learn until you fail. That's what my grandma taught me. She taught me how to fail, and that don't mean nothing. Like you fail because you trying to figure it out. You figure something out that you failed. You know what I'm saying? So now we can go figure out the next part. My grandma was solution based. She ain't deal with all that problem. All right, that happened. All right, cool. What we got to do to get right? I love it.
Like I said before on this podcast, like one of the inspirations for this was Cheat Code podcast with Wendy Day and Kingpin and Ferrari Simmons. And I remember I was listening to the one episode and she was talking about how she was frustrated, and she went up to some label executive when she saw him on the street, like walking into, wherever. And he goes, "Oh, hey, how you doing today?" And she was like, "Honestly, I'm frustrated. I'm doing all this stuff and a lot of it's just not working." He goes, "Okay, out of 10, how many times are you like getting through? How many times do you succeed?" And she goes, 3-4 times out of 10. He goes, "Wow, that's crazy. If I was seeing somebody getting 3 or 4 successes out of every 10 tries, I'd hire you on the spot."
Wow.
That's the thing that people don't realize.
On everything.
Like, bro, like how many failed careers of trying to be a rapper, or trying to figure out like what to do with social media, or this or that, does it take for one artist to succeed?
Yeah. 100%.
The math got a math.
100%. How many times do you have to fail to succeed? Actually, that's crazy, right? That's crazy.
Like, dude, I've had a lot of opportunity. Like when I was a rapper, you know what I'm saying? Like, I definitely had a lot of opportunity. I had a lot of time, and I didn't maximize on it. I never got a deal. Never got offered a deal. Never had that on the table and everything. But I got to places where a lot of rappers didn't because of trying. Right. But because of my failure as a career, I'm able to build that into a business and being able to teach other artists.
Yeah.
What did I do that was wrong? Like what do I see now that I didn't see back then? Like what do I hear from people when we're talking about all this stuff? Like it's it's all that type of shit.
No, real shit. That's some real shit, man. Like,
I'm glad I failed as a rapper, because I could have a greater impact doing this shit.
Boom. Like for real. Like I was a manager. Man, that was a rough couple months. Shout out. Look, Big Germ, no perm, man. Shout out to Big Germ. That's my homie. Shout out to DJ Cruz. I was in a management position. I wasn't feeling it. It wasn't for me, but I had to fail to learn that I was a podcaster. Like to learn that I just wanted to talk about things and and then and have a chance to have real conversations. Throw it on the camera.
Dude, we could bring Zay in here and just ask him, like, how many times has Greg failed you so far? but
everything.
I never stopped trying. He never stops trying.
That's it. That's what I want to leave this, because I love this. I love this podcast, and I appreciate y'all. I really want to leave it with y'all, man. Never stop trying, because at the end of the day, like, you don't know where you're going to be in a year if you just keep going. I promise you, I was at 70. I will never forget this. I was at 75,000 views on my channel. In April, it's June. I'm at 1,700,000, and it's just like I just kept going, and it wasn't nothing I changed. It wasn't. I literally was like, no, do the same thing you did yesterday, and let it do what it's supposed to do, and it don't matter if it was gonna happen now, a year from now, 6 months, whatever. If you keep pushing, it'll keep breaking through, even if it's little. Like, I broke through already. I had 75,000. Like, that was a breakthrough for me. I had posted like, God damn, I'm about 100,000 in. We up, mama. We made it. And then you get another, and it's like, oh no, it's levels. It's different levels, and you start to really empower yourself. But you got to believe at first, man. You got to have some faith. You got to believe that it's work. Like, whatever your process is, that it's gonna figure itself out. So that's why I want to leave, because people be, especially rappers, man. Like, y'all, it's so many things you could do as an artist. You could, like, the distro kids, so many things you can do as an artist that's just out here now, man. You could really take your time and figure it out and fail 100 times and have the one hit and be good. That's all it takes.
Just keep going. Just keep going. Like, just don't stop trying. Get back in the booth. That song sucked.
That's it.
That song was so ass. Make a new one.
Boom. Why you gonna stop? That one was
that was a terrible bar right there, bro.
Try again.
What the fuck you talking about? Talking about? No. Try it again.
Yeah.
That take was terrible. Go again. I've already did this like 10 times. Shut up. Just get back in and do it, bro. Yeah. Like, look at me. I didn't get back in the booth and try to do bars nonstop. Failed as a rapper.
Yeah.
But I loved being an artist. Oh, that was a good one.
Good transition.
It's a good transition.
So
all right, let's transition to this outro, because we're running low on time. We're supposed to do 15 minutes. We're almost at a half hour again.
Yeah. So what do you hate?
I hate rappers.
Well, what do you love?
I love artists.
Peace. We'll see you.